some people said to me about dreams, well, if I dream and I'm in the dream, then maybe that dream's important to me. And if I'm dreaming and I'm not in the dream, then it's like, well, it's one of those unimportant dreams. What's your take on
A
that?
lot of times, if you are outside of a dream and you are observing, why did God have you there? He wanted you to see what He's showing you. So I would pay close attention to the things that, even if I'm outside of the dream as an observer, because God is saying, now watch this unfold. And it could be that He's going to ask you to do something for that person who's in the dream or that situation as it unfolds. He's giving you insight. He's giving you wisdom, and He's giving you an ability to step into a situation that makes you the head and not the tail, because you've already seen something take place, so you have been forewarned or forearmed, so that you have already observed it. It might not necessarily represent you personally, because you are outside of the dream as an observer. But if at some point you enter into that particular dream, now it absolutely is about you. Because if you see yourself in the dream, 85% of the time, the dream is about the dreamer. So whoever is dreaming, that particular dream is going to be about them because they see themselves in it. If you're observing, it means that God's giving you an advantage, so that you, at the time, you'll need to know those things that He's showing you in the dream to position you.
Very important.
Very important.
And not one is
not one than the other.
That's good to know.
No, you're going to glean things out of them.
And do you have to interpret dreams to understand what they mean?
A lot of times a dream does take an interpretation. Through the 30 years of study that I've had in dreams, one of the things that the Lord asked me to do was to collect symbols. He speaks in a symbolic language, and a symbol will represent something else. So there's symbols, there's types, there's shadows, there's puns, there's metaphors, there's enigmas. And in the Bible it says that Daniel could interpret any difficult riddle. Nothing was too hard for him, because he was tapped into hearing God's voice, and he was able to understand the mysteries. So a dream is like a puzzle. It is a mystery. And Joseph said, do not interpretations belong unto the Lord. So when he was interpreting the butler's and the baker's dream, he said, it's not in me, when he stood before the king, but he said, but the Holy Spirit or God will give Pharaoh the interpretation. And so dreams are very symbolic, and we must have some type of an interpretation to them, because they're metaphors, they're a mystery, they're a puzzle, and this symbol represents that. And it's not usually literal. It's more metaphorical, and it's like when Jesus talked about the parables. Those are like daydreams. He painted a picture, and he used symbolism. It's like a man who found a pearl. Or he said the fish, or he would talk about the corn. He would pick the things that that person and that group of people could relate to, and he used a picture to represent something.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Okay.
You introduced something there, and that was daydreams. I don't
Yes.
That. So, when you start talking about dreams and then hear you talking now daydreams, just explain maybe a bit of difference between those two.
Daydreaming takes you into the vision realm. And a lot of times, even as young people, we were maybe in class, we would just leave the classroom and we would go out the window when we were becoming the president, or we were becoming a king or a queen, and we were having this amazing encounter, and we don't even know what was going on in the room anymore, because we were daydreaming. So daydreaming is important, because what it enables you to do is engage your imagination, to take something in one situation and now begin to unfold it and to magnify it, as well as beginning to see the different possibilities. Well, let me imagine this scenario. If I were to say this and do that, what would be the response? And so it's like practicing, and your brain, science has proven that it can't tell the difference between faith realm and reality. So now if you release faith and you see these things taking place, your brain is mapping it and it is recording it so that you're able to actualize it and bring it into existence. And so daydreaming is not a waste of time, as long as once you have visualized and you have seen something take place, now instead of staying there and just imagining things, you put it to work. You have to bring it out, and you have to write it down. You have to say, now I need to do this, and I need to do that, and I have to put now action to it and legs to it. Otherwise, daydreaming would be a waste of time if you never took what you were shown and then begin to act it out in real life.